Hey everyone, welcome to this past week in review video. These are kind of like more personal videos that I want to start putting out every Monday about kind of like last week in review. So first of all, I want to let you guys know that I have moved all of the FEI level dressage coach reviews videos to Patreon, so those are posted for anyone to view. I was running into a few copyright issues that I just didn't want to fight. I mean, I could have fought them, but it's not worth the fight. It's not worth risking, you know, the possible monetization that I'm trying to get on the channel. There is a fair use policy in the US that gives me the ability to use that for educational purposes, but I did find out that's not necessarily true in all countries. So since people were complaining, I decided to just move it off platform to a different platform that was a little bit more liberal with their with their fair use policy. So if you'd like to see them, they're there. I will continue to post on this channel. If you want your particular dressage test reviewed for free, I will make it public on my channel, if you're brave. If you like it reviewed, or if you'd like to have a online coaching thing privately, which will, remain private, names will not be exchanged, then that can be a private online coaching session that I will probably start posting about, here in a few weeks. But just to build up trust and rapport, I'm not going to post about that just yet. So the next things that will be coming to the channel are more training videos. So there's a goal that I'd like to get to when it comes to training and extended, like, continuing education for, like, horse trainer level stuff. Because, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And I will be the first to admit that I still have a lot to learn. And, any reputable trainer that you talk to should also admit they still have a lot to learn, because there's no, there's no point where you know absolutely everything, especially about horses. So every good trainer should have a continuing education plan set up. So this next thing is part of my continuing education plan, and I have to get my horse to a certain level of groundwork and lunge work training in order to pass this particular test, so I can move on with the next step. So before I contact the trainer for an online lesson, I want to make sure that I have done as much as I can to make the most of that lesson by training up my horse to the extent of my abilities for that subject matter, so that when I do have that lesson, I get a lot of value out of it, if you know what I mean. So basically, the list of things that I need to teach him in order to get there, it made me realize that I've been very lazy on certain aspects of his training and kind of too repetitive on other aspects of his training. So this is going to help me focus a lot to get him to where he needs to be, and to get me to where I need to be, into a place where I need to be, so that I can kind of launch myself into better continuing education, because it's been a long time since I've taken a lesson myself, and I'm really excited, and I just want to make sure that I get as much value out of that as possible. So I'm very excited. There will be other videos on that process of building a program for him and training. I will post about, like, my process of how I build my training programs for horses specifically. I should be charging for that, but I won't. Because the biggest thing, like, the purpose that I have for this is so that you, as owners and trainers and instructors, and whoever is watching this channel and hopefully getting value out of it, you can see how my process is and maybe adapt it to your process. Or if you don't have a process, to adapt the process until you create your own process. So I want to show you mine, and I will walk you through the entire program so that you can see how I build programs for horses. And then maybe later we can talk about how I build programs for people and their horses. But anyway, that's going to be coming up. That's going to have its own playlist. So it's it's a training challenge. And if you have any ideas of how I should title it, let me know. But it's a bent brander up step. So the whole thing that I'm training my horse for is in preparation for the lunge test for bent brander up. And the person that I'm going to be asking the online lesson from is one of the bent brander up trainers. So I don't know if I should put bent brander up training challenge, because he's technically not challenging me. I'm challenging myself, and I'm bringing you along in the process to show you how you get a horse from point A to point B, how you use continuing education to help you as a trainer, and anything in between, honestly, anything that we come up with in between. But the Bitless Horse Project is going to continue to go. Part of the video on creating a training program for horses is going to be involving what are the next steps for the Bitless Horse Project as well. So I'm really excited about that video, and I'm hoping that you are too. So 2 big playlists, 1 video explaining my process for those 2 big playlists, and I'm hoping that you learn something from it. Because the entire purpose of this whole channel is to help me help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. And in the process, hopefully I get better at public speaking anyway. Because hopefully every video gets better and better, and there are less and less clips of me being or or rabbit trail. Because the next Classical Solutions video that is going to be posted in a couple of days is going to have a lot of cuts. And I promise you those cuts are just because I repeat myself a lot, I go on a lot of rabbit trails, and I say and a lot or so too many times. And I didn't realize that until I started editing the video. So just so you know, that's why I have so many cuts in there. I really believe that it's still valuable information for anyone who may be struggling with the canter in general, because it's about the canter. I can't put in every single piece of bit of knowledge, information that I have on the canter in that one video, because it'll be too long. And it'll be too many more rabbit trails, and you won't get as much value out of it as I think you should. So that will not be the only video on the canter that will be posted at all, just so you know. But anywho, that's the updates that I have, and I want to thank Blake Brandon for supporting us on Patreon, us as in me and Revan, and the person in the background doing my finances. I want to thank you, Blake, for supporting Uplift Equine this month on Patreon. And as promised, your name will be in the credits of all of the videos featured this entire month. So if you want to get in on that as a viewer, sign up on Patreon and support us that way. But I appreciate your support just by watching the video, and I really hope you're getting value out of it. And give me a shout out if you are getting value out of it, please. Or if you have any ideas. But just know I'm not going anywhere. So I hope you have a wonderful time, and have a wonderful time with your horses. And please be kind to others and horses. All right. Have a good night.